Welcome to Safe Money Retirement Radio with your host, Tim Wood. Tim is a certified financial fiduciary and a no-market risk retirement and income specialist, and the owner of SafeMoneyRetirement.com, primarily serving Western North Carolina, East Tennessee, and Southwest Virginia. But he's sought after nationally for his expertise in helping people secure their retirements. Mr. Wood is a licensed life insurance professional in multiple states and specializes in working with people who are near retirement and those who have already retired with wealth management, income planning, and asset protection strategies. And now, here to talk with you about no market risk retirement planning, your host, Tim Wood.
Welcome to Safe Money Retirement Radio. I'm Tim Wood, an asset and retirement protection specialist. As most of you know, I released my book, Safe Money Retirement, Your Game Plan for Success, back in 2022. And I'm thrilled to have journalist and podcast pioneer Doug Sandler with Turnkey Podcast Productions with me today to discuss part 2 of chapter 1, Dad and Disney.
So Tim, you go through your book as a writer and you share some great stories and great morals, as we've learned on that first story. And of course, the experience that you had with your dad, with his retirement plan. You talk about in your own corner, how working at Disney helped shape who you are personally and professionally. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anybody that's ever been to Disney just knows it's a cut above. I mean, there's some other great theme parks and there's other great companies that make movies and there's other great companies that do all this stuff, but nobody's quite like Disney. It's just a different culture, a different world. And that was really when you start to work at Disney, they put you through a 3-day class called Traditions just to teach you everything that you can think of, how you communicate with people, literally everything, how you communicate. And they don't even call them clients, they call them guests. So how you're communicating with your guests, and everybody, when you're out doing anything with a guest, you're what's called on stage. So even if you're just the guy loading the ride, you're still on stage with guests. And the whole entire concept of working at Disney and their whole training philosophy is the guest is always right, and we've got to make the guest happy no matter what. And that's just something that's really followed me through working in radio and doing Safe Money Retirement and all the other chapters I've had in my life, is that got instilled into me, and it just makes a lot of sense. I mean, some people call it the golden rule. You can read about it in the Bible. You can read about it in pretty much every religious text that's ever been out there. And it's basically just take care of people, and then you yourself will be taken care of. Do unto others as you had them do unto you. And that's really, that really boils down to the core of the Disney philosophy is let's take care of these people. Let's do exactly what they would want done if they were doing it to them themselves. And that's really just how I've tried to craft this business.
Excellent. And I appreciate you sharing that. And for those of you that are tuning in for listening to examples of what Tim is covering in the book, just know for the next 8, 9, 10 chapters, which will correlate to episodes that we're going to be doing of this podcast, it may be a little bit different than the format of his normal podcast that he has been doing. But we wanted to make sure we took the important notes, information, concepts, philosophies that Tim is sharing in the book. Certainly, you can get a copy of Tim's book, and we'll make sure we put a link in the show notes how to get that as well. But before we dive into the book a little bit, Tim, I'd love you to share a little of your philosophy just in business alone. You shared the great concepts that Disney has brought to light with their business. Share a little bit how that actually applies to clients that enter into your practice.
It really, like I said, I basically have taken that Disney philosophy and tried to craft my entire company around it. So when someone comes into my company, basically what we're doing is I am treating them like their family. We're our first meeting. We're not talking about companies or rates or any of that garbage. We're talking about what is going to be the best fit for that client, whatever it is. So that's that very first meeting. We're basically talking about what's going to be the best fit for you. Then, because my team is completely independent, we're certified financial fiduciaries, we're members of Ed Slott's Elite IRA Advisor team, and I know that's things we're all going to talk about in future episodes. But because of all this, we're able to look at literally every option someone has in their state. So essentially, someone can come in, we just figure out what's going to be the best fit. We have a team that can search everything that's available in whatever state you're in. And then we'll get back together for a second appointment and I'll just show you exactly what we found. So it's basically the way I was relating it is it's essentially if Walt Disney was to set up a retirement planning firm, this is exactly how I think he'd do it. You'd
Nice.
come in, you'd sit down, you'd talk to them, you'd say, here's what I want to do, here's what I've got, here's what I'd like to see happen. They go and search everything that's available and come back and say, here's your best options and go through A to Z, make sure you understand everything, and then just help make the process seamless as far as getting you set up. So that's what I mean when I say I tried to develop something that's very Disney-like, very easy, very customer focused, and just, people are happy when they're done. Just like when they're happy when they leave Disney, they're happy when they're done with this process.
Minus the Mickey Mouse ears and princesses that are in the lobby, I'm assuming, correct?
Absolutely. Yeah, that cost extra.
For those of you that don't already have a copy of Tim's book, he's offering listeners an absolutely free copy. Just log into safemoneyretirement.com or call 844-905-SAFE. That's 844-905-SAFE to claim your free copy of his valuable retirement planning tool. If you haven't had a chance to check out any of the book, make sure you go back and listen or read actually chapter 1, where Tim recalls the stories about his dad, the man in the hole story, and so many other great stories. I want to thank Tim for sharing and taking his time to discuss the book. I'm happy that you're here, Tim. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Doug.
And stay tuned for Safe Money Retirement Radio for more interviews about other chapters in Tim's book, Safe Money Retirement, Your Game Plan for Success. And don't forget, again, to grab your free copy for yourself. Just head over to safemoneyretirement.com or call 844-905-SAFE.
Well, I'm about out of time, and I would like to thank you for listening to Safe Money Retirement Radio. If you're serious about your financial future, give me a call, and together we'll get your retirement savings on the fast track to accumulate while reducing exposure to market risk. Thanks for listening, and until next time at the same time, I'm Tim Wood, reminding you to stay safe so you can step into a secure future.
You've been listening to Safe Money Retirement Radio with your host, Tim Wood. Find out how to guarantee that your hard-earned money is safe with locked-in returns that will never go down due to market risk, so you can have the future that you deserve. Call Tim Wood now for your free copy of his #1 best-selling book, Safe Money Retirement, Your Game Plan for Success, along with the free Safe Money Retirement Information Kit at 844-905-SAFE. That's 844-905-7233. Or visit him online for more details at safemoneyretirement.com. Business owners, some of you have worked 20 and even 30 years to build your business. You're ready to sell this asset and go into retirement. You don't want to risk or lose any of your hard-earned money. Property owners, have you just sold your property and need to turn that money into lifetime income? How about 401k participants? Have you recently changed jobs or reached age 59 and a half and have a retirement account you don't want to see exposed to market loss? If you have money you're counting on for retirement, we can ensure you sleep at night with our income and wealth preservation planning. Don't gamble your life's work away if you are nearing or in retirement. Take some chips off the table and do something to take the stress out of retirement. Call 844-905-SAFE. That's 844-905-7233.
Money makes the world go around. She's around. The birds go around. She's around the back of my head.
You're listening to Safe Money Retirement Radio.
Money, 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 money.
Did you know that your Social Security could be much higher depending on what option you choose for claiming your benefit? Social Security income is not as simple as some think. When should you take it? Should you only take your spouse's benefit while you continue to work? Deciding how to receive your Social Security benefit can make your head spin. Don't decide about your retirement without the facts. Call us now and ask for your complimentary Social Security guide at 844-905-SAFE. That's 844-905-7233. The preceding information does not represent tax, legal, or investment advice. Surrender charges apply to base contracts. Optional lifetime income benefit riders are used to calculate lifetime payments only and are not available for cash surrender or in a death benefit unless specified in the annuity contract. Fees may apply. Guarantees are based on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the insurance company. No information presented today should be acted upon without meeting with a qualified and licensed professional. Obviously, by calling us now, you are just taking the first step towards protecting your retirement. It's important that you read all insurance contract disclosures carefully before making a purchase decision. Rates and returns mentioned on this program are subject to change without notice.